Good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and my apologies for the delay. Alright, next week it'll be on Tuesday. It was Challenge of the Elders. I do not still have the bosses. I will work on it today after work. It has been rough. The first one is Hive, and normally it's not that difficult, but we have fresh troops, so that adds to it. And those wizards, somebody really pissed them off, because they are just killing me in one go. Wow. So I do not have the bosses yet for the Challenge of the Elders. I will do it after work. But that is the reason for my delay. I am beginning to think that I should just do the reset first and then go back to Challenge of the Elders, because sometimes it takes a while to get through it. And those wizards are nasty. I mean, wow! Wow, are they nasty this time around. Add just the sheer number of acolytes where you just turn a corner and there's like 6 of them. Anyway, I also have a question I'm going to be putting at the end of this, so comment down below in response. But first off, let me give you the weekly reset for this week. So we got, for Crucible, we got Mayhem Clash 6v6. I like Mayhem just for the insanity of it. Honestly, I liked Crucible in Original Destiny more. I don't know, maybe because I didn't take it as seriously. I haven't played Crucible in Destiny 2 in a long time, but I'm hearing it is not fun. The thing is, I'm just apathetic towards Destiny 2, so I haven't really played my Crucible. I like Gambit, too. The funny thing is, everyone else talks about Gambit. Anyway, putting aside Destiny 2. No Destiny 2 talk. Mayhem Clash. I like Mayhem Clash. Just playing Chaos and Insanity. You get a Treasure of Ages box and 10 legendary marks if you can get a team, which somebody actually got a team, I think on Saturday or something. Somebody mentioned managing to get into a team. So, I don't know. Less people are, I do know less people are playing Destiny 2. This has nothing to do with the actual gameplay. No, at several points I've noticed there's more players in Warframe than Destiny 2, so maybe people are coming back to original Destiny as well. I know a lot of people are saying they're going back to Warframe. And I was surprised by the numbers. Even on the start of the season, it was like 150,000, which seems kind of small for Destiny 2. So, anyway, I joked, season starts, everyone should be playing original Destiny, just to F with Bungie. Just to be like, yeah, let's all go back to Destiny 1 and see how they feel. But, you may get matches. Include Crucible. Let me know in the comments what your experience has been. Next, we got weekly story playlist, which is the best way to grind legendary marks, farm legendary marks, because you could get over 100 of them in a week. Just run 5 of these, and a Treasure of Ages box. The stories are Dark Champions. This is honestly my least favorite. Dark Champions are just basically bosses, so the like the Shadows of Oryx kind of stuff. The crystal when you're fighting Crota, the crystal that has his soul, that sort of stuff. So they're basically bosses from, like, the Taken King. That's why it's called Dark Champions. Modifiers are, heroic. It's always heroic. Enemies appear in greater numbers and are more... Let me just make sure I'm not muted. No, I'm not muted. Enemies appear in greater numbers are more aggressive. Then you got Light Switch. Minions of the Darkness deal much more melee damage. Which, I remember there was something like this in Destiny 2, and they had to actually hit down that people were just getting massacred by melee. And small arms. Primary weapon damage is favorite. Small arms is one of my favorites. I'll admit, I'm a big primary weapon person because, I don't know, I like shooting stuff. So, small arms means you get to use primary more and shoot more. Just a reminder, don't forget, once you get to 200 legendary marks, you cannot get any more. Oh! Alright, yeah, I deal with that. My Argonaut rune, I think's cool. Argonaut rune. Anyway, you got 100, I got 180, so I can only go up to 200. So, once you are at 200... you need to spend your legendary marks. So, Dark Champions, as I said, you can do it 5 times. Each time you do it, you get between 20 and 35 legendary marks, and you'll get a Treasure of Ages box, which is the source of Silver Dust. Next, we got SIVA Crisis Heroic. This I've always been matched at. I was surprised. I have always been matched doing SIVA Crisis Heroic. Now, once or twice, it took a couple of minutes for people to join me. And I think it was once or twice where I was put in another team where they were partially through the strike. But I've always been matched, which surprised me. I thought that I would be able to finally get the opportunity to do strike solo. And no, you will be matched, which isn't that bad. I mean, it means that there are people playing Destiny. So the modifier, and I like, you know what? Let me know in the comments, but I like the strikes from original Destiny a lot more than Destiny 2. There's a lot of stuff I like more in Destiny. Don't get me wrong, there's stuff I like in Destiny 2. There's especially some quality of life adjustments, but I like the strikes in original Destiny a lot more. So we got heroic enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. We got Juggler. Juggler isn't that bad. I used to hate Juggler, but then I realized that you will get more if you're using your primary weapon, because you won't get primary ammo drops, you will get more secondary and heavy. So I've noticed when Juggler's in effect, you get more heavy ammo. Then you got airborne players deal more damage while in the air, and you've got catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. So the only downside to Juggler is you have to rotate your weapons, but you will get more heavy ammo, which is awesome. So SIVA Crisis Heroic, honestly, I really like the strikes a lot more in Destiny. You know, I'm bored with the strikes in Destiny 2. But I really like the strikes in Destiny. And honestly, even when they brought the strikes from Destiny to Destiny 2, it feels cheap because, well, they brought the pre-Rise of Iron versions. I was like, well, wait a minute. Are you retconning one of my favorite DLCs? So, anyway, this isn't meant to be a rant on Destiny 2. But, SIVA Crisis Heroic, as you can see, Juggler, etc., etc. Again, don't forget, make sure, because you get up to 30 legendary marks and a Treasure of Ages box. Make sure, if you're at 200 legendary marks, to spend some. Which, by the way, one secret way of earning legendary marks that a lot of people don't know about is if you do a public event. The first public event you do in the day, where you get a gold tier, you'll get 15 legendary marks. I remember finding out about that and be like, yes! Because I found out about that back when it was, like, heroic daily story mission. So you had to log on daily to do the story mission to get 15 legendary marks. Now you can do these all 5 in a row on one day. You can log in daily. You can wait until Saturday or Sunday and do it, and you're good. So I have to agree with people. Destiny was at its height and its peak at the end of Destiny, like in year 3 of Destiny. Before Destiny 2 came out. Anyway, the weekly Nightfall strike is Alacool the Dark Blade, which I did solo. I haven't done it in a very long time, so don't really expect me to do it. I gotta remind myself, so it took me a while to come up with a whole pattern on how to do Alacool the Dark Blade. It's the Sunless Cell. This is the one where you drop down into the hole and it's pitch dark. And one of the neat things I noticed is they play with the lighting so that your eyes so you actually know how your eyes naturally, if you're outside and you get bright light flashed into your eyes have to readjust to the darkness. I noticed that if your guardian looks towards maybe it's just me. Could be my imagination. I noticed that if your guardian looks towards the light, then you go back into the dark. It's almost like your eyes are adjusting back to the dark and you slowly are able to see at least a little bit more. But this is Alacool the Dark Blade. This is the one where it's total pitch dark and you gotta shoot the guy. He's pretty cool. I like Shadow of Hawk's idea of bringing back Alacool the Dark Blade. They should have brought him into Destiny 2. Not as like a minor strike boss or any of that. They should have brought him back as like a full-on boss. Because this is someone who wanted to take over for Oryx. And it would have been like, yeah, Oryx is dead. Why isn't Alacool like more powerful? Just saying. Shadow had this whole thing about bringing him back. And it was just like, that would have been cool. Bring back Alacool the Dark Blade, but make him kick ass. Instead, he's like a servant to Savathun or something. He's like Alacool the Light Blade now. It's like, instead of the whole Savathun thing, wouldn't it have been awesome if they started with Alacool? Because, again, this was someone who was like rebelling against Oryx, and it would have been pretty cool. He's a pretty cool enemy too, since, think about it, as Shadow pointed out, he's in this dark pit away from the light, and yet he's that powerful. So can you imagine how much more powerful he would be outside of a pit? So anyway, you've got Alacool the Dark Blade. The modifiers for the Nightfall are epic, heavily shielded, and highly aggressive enemies appear in greater numbers. Then you got grounded, players take more damage while airborne. You got chaff. Chaff isn't that bad. Player radar is disabled. That ain't that bad, honestly. Then you got fresh troops. Some enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements, so expect more bad guys. Then you got catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. I always remind people to definitely pick up the bounties from Zavala. Zavala has 3 bounties for the Nightfall. You have to go to Zavala himself to pick them up. They're not like and the bounty board. There are bounties on the bounty board for the Nightfall, but you also have to go to Zavala to pick up bounties, so just don't forget that, because those are the 3 weekly ones with Zavala that can get you the sniper rifle, the exotic sniper rifle. Anyway, next we got the Challenge of the Elders, and I will get you the bosses after work today. The first one I can tell you is Hive, not Taken Hive, Hive, and one of the modifiers you have is fresh troops, and there are fresh troops, and those wizards, I do not know what I pissed them off, but they are pissed, and they are shooting non-stop, and they've gotten me into corners, and they have just wiped me out. Add the fact that you've got those mines that basically wipe half the field from your ability to use it for a while, and yeah, I'm gonna get it. I will get it. I will get you the bosses tonight, but the first one is Hive. So you've got Chaff, player radar just disabled. That's no big deal. That no problem. Special Challenge of the Elders, no big deal. You got fresh troops. Some enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. And then you've got melee kill bonus, which I remind people, if you're running Hunter, it's not that bad. Just go with Knife Juggler. That helped. Precision kills with throwing knife immediately reset its cooldown. So that helps a lot. Knife Juggler is great with melee kill bonus. So when I see melee kill bonus, it's not my favorite. That would be precision kill bonus, but when you go with the throwing knife, you get a precision kill points and you get the melee kill bonus points. So if you do get it, it's good. Anyway, so I will, like I said, I will be after work today. I will do this and I will get you the bosses for that. Finally, we got the weekly feature raid is Templar Challenge, Atheon Challenge, so it's Vault of Glass. Let me know in the comments, which is preferable? Do you prefer Vault of Glass from Destiny or Vault of Glass from Destiny 2? Now, before I sign out, I do have a question, because one of the things I've noticed that people bring up whenever I bring up Destiny 2, especially in my live stream, is they talk about the aim assist. And they're like, yeah, I'd come back to Destiny 2, except I wish they would get rid of the aim assist from consoles. So they're console players who don't like aim assist. And I personally, I totally agree. I'm not a fan of aim assist either. I've noticed when aim assist is on in a game, it actually is harder to aim. So, and I remember the controversy when Destiny 2 first dropped. People were talking about it, well, or before it dropped. They're like, well, if you have it on PC and you have PC, Xbox, and PlayStation people playing together, what about Crucible? And how people with a mouse and keyboard have supposedly better aim. I will admit my aim is better with controller right now, but I figure if I practice with a mouse and keyboard, which one of these days I will focus on mouse and keyboard, but people are like, if you're using a mouse and keyboard, it's easier to aim than with a controller. So I remember them saying that they were going to aim assist with console players, especially against PC players. So I remember hearing about that, just really not focusing on it, because I don't know, I was more excited about Destiny 2 than aim assist versus no aim assist. So my question is, how is aim assist different in Destiny, original Destiny, versus Destiny 2? Because I feel, I've noticed that if I play Destiny 2 for a long time, I go back to Destiny and my aim is off. Like, I've made comments about it. I remember live streaming Challenge of the Elders and being like, it feels weird and off. And when I think about it now, because I spent the weekend playing Destiny 2, aiming in Destiny 2 definitely is easier. You have to think a lot less. But like when I come back to Destiny, like I was doing Challenge of the Elders and my aim was off at first. And it's like as I played more Destiny, I noticed my aim getting better. But it's like almost like it throws you off. Like it's helping you more in Destiny 2. But it could also be in my head because it's subjective. Now, I did look a little into it. I will be looking more into it. But I did read something where they said that the aim assist in original Destiny is primarily focused on the modifiers on the weapons. And I remember someone talking about Suros Regime, because Suros Regime was one of my favorite guns, and they were saying that there's a lot of aim assist on the Suros Regime, which sucks because I really hate aim assist. But I got the impression from what little I did read that in Destiny, original Destiny, the aim assist was primarily based on the modifiers. It's something like the longer the range, it slows down the reticle a lot when you aim down sights. But I want to know what you guys know, because as I said, when I started, I spent the whole weekend playing Destiny 2. Then when I came back to Challenge of the Elders, now as I played more and more Challenge of the Elders, I started getting more precision kills again. But at first, it was like I was playing a totally different game for a while. It was like it took me a while. My aim was off. It took me longer to make shots and to aim. And normally when I'm playing Destiny, I just go pop, 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 and it was like. So, and I noticed that before in the past, where if I've played Destiny 2 and I go back to Destiny, there's that same thing. Now, is it just me? Is it maybe I'm just trying to get used to one game versus the other, and that there really is an aim assist in Destiny as well? I don't know. I feel like when I think about Destiny 2 and what I played all weekend, I didn't really have to think about the aim. Like, I was popping off headshots in Destiny 2 without thinking. Whereas with original Destiny, well, I could pop off headshots without thinking. It's not as easy as it is with Destiny 2. There's a different feel to it. So let me know down in the comments below, how is aim assist for you? And what do you know about the differences between aim assist in original Destiny versus Destiny 2? Am I losing my mind? Am I wrong? Anyway, comment down below. I may not respond to all comments, but I will definitely be reading them. I can. If I use, like, YouTube Studio, I can see comments. Sometimes I cannot respond to comments, but I can see them, and I really want to know what people think. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and again, let me know about the aim assist.